Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. Welcome to Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, links, rumours, noise, murmurings, incomings and outgoings. To be fair, I don't know how I remember that, guys. It just falls off my tongue now. It just like comes out as soon as I press record. I'm like, here we go, we're in it. But second Transfer Hub, you know that we are in a transfer window when Transfer Hub has been fired up twice. So that's not a record. I reckon we've done about 4 before. So we've done 2 now. So this is our second of the day. So we've got some Villa news. So Villa fans, if you're loving the transfer window, it's very early. We're yet to get any real sort of pure, concrete, nitty gritty. We're not treading water at the minute. We're just petering out. We've gone to the beach. We've just arrived on holiday. We've just had a little paddle, basically. We're probably going to get our sort of wetsuits on and get stuck in a couple of days' time. But we're just checking the place out, it's, as you go on holiday, you just sort of like, when you go somewhere new, you just sort of get your bearings, don't you? So that's where we're at the minute with Transfer Hub. So if you are enjoying it, make sure you are subscribing, hit the like button. Let's try and go big tonight. Let's go 850 likes on this one. And comment your thoughts, more importantly. So we are approaching 25,000 subscribers. We've got to get there pretty quickly now. So let's get over the line. Let's get it. So we've got 2 rumours from today. We've had 3. So we've had Onana this morning. We've got Leon Bailey. And we've got Marcus Rashford. So we'll kick it off with Bailey first. So Rahman Osman, it's coming from the Sun. So see how it goes. But there looks like there's something in this now, because obviously we know Bailey's probably going to leave. We know he's probably going to go to Saudi. And I think where we're kind of at with outgoings, and to be honest, if this happens very quickly and it gets done, this is absolutely perfect for Aston Villa. Absolutely dream scenario stuff. This is PSR dreams. We're not in a PSR nightmare. We're in a PSR dream, right? Because the problem with us is that we know someone's got to leave. The fee you're looking at is probably around 30. That's what we're hearing. Might be more, might be less. No one knows. But around that, I reckon that might be. Because don't forget, Duran went in Jan. So if Duran never went in Jan, what are we saying? We've got to sell like over £100 million worth of players this June. Like, that would be a joke. Surely we didn't plan for that. So the fact that Duran's gone means that, well, maybe it was 100, because if that was 70 odd and this is 30, maybe it was 100. So yeah, anyway. So the fact is that, say, for example, a lot of people are saying, just sell Cash, sell Buendia, sell Dendonka. That's fine. But who's buying them before June? Nobody. These negotiations on transfers, it's so tactical. It's, you go in for a player, you sound them out, you find out what the fees. Then you might wait a little bit, wait a week or 2, check out your other targets, sound all that out. And then you might go, do you know what? Matty Cash is the right back that we want. Villa want 35 million, 30 million, or whatever we want for him. Let's go 17. And that negotiation could take a month. It could take a month. It could take 2 months. It could go to the wire. There for the player, as long as the player knows that interest there and they probably know that they're going to leave, they can just sit tight and wait and just whatever. But with PSR, you can't do that, because you have to sell them before June 30th. So what ends up happening is someone could go, Villa haven't sold anyone. Someone could go, do you know what? We'll give you 25 mil for Ollie Watkins. And say if we haven't sold anyone by, I don't know what, say the 20th of June, Villa are in a position where they've got to go, oh, well, yeah, we kind of got to do it. Do you get what I mean? So if Villa can sound out a buyer for Bailey quickly, then that's perfect, because you're talking 30 million, 25 million. So that would be good from Villa, and that would be good from Monchi. And I think this might be what's happened here, that Monchi has already sorted the Bailey transfer before the window's opened. The agent knows, Bailey knows, the fans know that Bailey's going to leave. So everything's been sounded out. We want it done quickly, move on, get the deal done. We'll set a fair market value price for whoever wants to buy him, and let's get the deal done. If not, then we'll just go, do you know what? He's worth 35 million and you're going to have to pay more. So that's what I kind of think has happened here. So Rahman Osman has reported that Leon Bailey is expected to seal a life-changing 25 million move to Saudi Arabia. The Aston Villa forward is subject to an offer believed to be from league newcomers Neom. His agents have already held initial discussions with the Pro League club. Jamaican international Bailey, 27, is set to earn up to 10 million a year tax-free. Then it goes on to talking about how Rodgers and Rashford have took him out of the team. He's had niggling injuries and he's been frustrated, etc. So I feel like there's been a bit of sounding out. There's a bit of working together with each party, and it looks like it's done. Now, the surprising element of this is the actual club that he's going to, if this comes into fruition. And it's a Saudi Pro League Division 1 team that have been promoted. So they've won the league. Now, at the end of the day, you know, I'm no Saudi Pro League expert, but you aren't going there for history and heritage. To me, it doesn't really matter which one you go to. You could go to Ronaldo's, Gerrard's old team. You could go to whoever, because you're not really going there to win anything. You're not going there to win the league. You're going there for money, to play, and for the vibe of the league. That's why you go, and the lifestyle. So maybe this team that he's going to are up and coming, have got loads of money they're going to challenge for the title. I don't know, but it is a little bit strange, and it is a massive drop off for Bailey, the player, of where he's been at and what he's delivered in parts across his career. Me and Earl have researched him a little bit, and he has one in 3 or 4 good seasons, and there's drop-offs and there's bright sparks. And you know, I always remember I interviewed his stepdad, and he was talking to me about that he was going to be better than Messi and Ronaldo, and he wanted to be the best player in the league and in the world, and he wanted to win the Ballon d'Or and everything like that. So it is really interesting to see that drop off. And you know, I think sometimes I can understand a player and their form and injuries and niggles and dropping off, etc. But the level in which he has dropped off, it's staggering. You know, for a player that hit the heights of last year to produce what he did for Villa last season, and I still stick by it that I think he was detrimental to our system and tactically how we evolved in parts last season, because he just wasn't there. So yeah, I wish him well, but it's been a frustrating signing. You know, he's been injured quite a lot, and we've got to thank him for getting us into the Champions League. But last season, not good at all, really. So fingers crossed that this interest is true. This deal can get done very quickly. They're talking about this week as well. So if that gets done, perfect. And then you can just try and start offloading a Buendia or someone of that ilk, or then don't, you know, someone like, then maybe someone huge doesn't have to go like Martinez, you know, because there's not a lot of noise around those types of players at the minute, which is quite interesting, really, putting into the fact that we're actually in June now. So all those days are ticking by. And in the same article, we've got Villa are set for a big summer, having already said goodbye to winger Marcus Rashford. The 27-year-old was sidelined by Amorim, etc. And they are understanding that Rashford has not entirely ruled out a return to Villa. However, interest from clubs abroad has made negotiations delicate at this stage. So where I'm at with this one as well is that I actually believe that if a deal can get done for Rashford at 40, I think Villa would be all over it, I think. As long as finances are fine, I think we would be all over that because he had a massive impact at Villa. We saw, even when I was watching the PSG Champions League final, I was just thinking about how good he was, and he really stepped up. And I actually feel like I'm going to show you something now, and we've touched on it. We've touched on it quite a bit regarding over the recent episodes last week of the actual Villa numbers. And again, for whatever you think about Rashford, the player, you have to look at numbers, and the actual numbers within Villa with certain areas of our team last year or last season. It feels weird saying last season. I feel like we're still in it. Look at this. Watkins, 24. So this is goals and assist. Rodgers, 18. Tielemans, 10. Rashford, 9. He was only there since January. Duran, 7. McGinn, 5. Asensio, 4. Barkley, 4. Ramsey, 4. Digne, 4. Onana, 3. 3. 3. Bailey, 3. 2. 2. 1. 1. So you look at that there and you go, that actual contribution from Rashford was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, we didn't achieve anything. We got Europa League, didn't we? We didn't sort of get us to the next round of the Champions League, past PSG, etc. We didn't win the FA Cup or win the semi-final. But, had he probably been there, Rashford, because I remember being at Wembley and not seeing his name on that team sheet, and I thought, oh no. I remember the feeling. I thought, oh no. So he's a good player, and I imagine what he's doing. He's, we've got to be brutally honest here, and I know you'll get some people that might say, well, if you don't want to play for Villa, then we don't want him. But we've got to be realistic here. If it's Villa or Barcelona, and you have the opportunity to go to Barcelona, who are you going to? Don't say Villa because you're lying, right? You're going to Barcelona. You are going to Barcelona. But if it's not Barcelona and it's not that elite team, then I'm sure he would choose Villa because he will be thinking of what Emery was able to do for his game, how he was able to bring him back to, I would say he brought him back to about 80%. There was more there. And had he been fitter pre-season. So I do think there could be an opportunity for us to sign Rashford again. So those are the two parts that are coming out this evening. Fingers crossed Bailey can get done ASAP. Rashford, I've got no problems with us signing him. Obviously, you'd have wages, so he's not going to be getting paid what he got paid at Manchester United, but he was a real good player. So I rated him. I liked him. I thought he was brilliant. And I think it's just the beauty of what Emery can do to these players. So those are the two that we've got this evening then. So Bailey and we've got Rashford. We've had Onana this morning as well. So we'll be back tomorrow. If there's something that breaks in the morning, we'll be on. If not, maybe in the day or a little bit later on, but we will deliver. So stay tuned for everything that we're doing on Transfer Hub and Up the Villa. Cheers for all your support. You're absolutely smashing it as always. And I'll speak to you all tomorrow, Up the Villa.